We can now reveal the first exit poll of the final runoff in Poland's presidential race. It is too close to call. On a winter's day in the southern Polish city of Kraków, Karol Nawrocki, a Eurosceptic historian and amateur boxer, emerges from the political wilderness. Sold as a candidate of the people and anointed by the right-wing opposition Law and Justice Party.
Wierzę w to zwycięstwo i wierzę w Polskę i wierzę w was, drodzy państwo.
His surprise candidacy comes at a crucial turn for the country. 6 months out from a presidential election, Centrist Warsaw Mayor Rafał Trzaskowski is shaping up as the frontrunner, campaigning on the same pro-EU platform as the ruling coalition, which was elected in 2023 and is desperate for a big break.
Well, it's a hugely consequential election, probably one of the most important that there's been since 1989.
That's because Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has been in political paralysis, with outgoing President Andrzej Duda, a Law and Justice ally, using his veto power to stall the government's proposed reforms. Under the socially conservative Nawrocki, that stalemate would continue, including on issues such as the liberalization of abortion access.
Nigdy nie myślałem, że to powiem, ale bardzo was proszę, nie doprowadźmy do tego, że zatęsknimy za Andrzejem Dudą.
As Christmas turns to Easter, Tusk has little reason to worry. Trzaskowski is well ahead in the polls, and the first round of voting on May 18 could not come soon enough. On the other side of the political aisle, Nawrocki has faced a rude awakening as speculation swirls over whether he will stay the course and a book bombshell.
W swojej książce powołuje się pan na prace badawcze historyka doktora Karola Nawrockiego.
Tak, to właściwie historyk, który zainspirował mnie do mojej pracy.
Revelations come to light that Karol Nawrocki has previously written a mafia boss biography, using the name Tadeusz Bata as an author pseudonym, and given blurred TV interviews in which he talks about his admiration for himself, Karol Nawrocki.
Mieliśmy w Polsce jednego tylko historyka, który miał odwagę zajmować się przestępczością zorganizowaną w czasach PRL. Ja byłem tym historykiem.
At the same time, Nawrocki's numbers are flailing. Even President Duda is reportedly keeping his distance, and it's all compounded by a new player in town. Meet freewheeling far-right libertarian Sławomir Mencen. The pair are in a statistical tie, and Mencen is marketing himself on the likes of YouTube and TikTok using pro-Russian narratives, with his spokesperson telling TVP World it's time for someone new.
I think that people need change here in Poland because they are tired of the politics, they are tired of the war between those two leading parties.
Nawrocki tries to shrug it all off, and in a rare response in English, his first of the campaign, he maintains he's keeping the faith.
I'm fully confident and my campaign is going very well.
Behind closed doors, a battle is brewing. Some within Nawrocki's camp refer to the Donald Trump effect and want him to go after Mencen's far-right base, while others are pushing him towards target groups like young people and women. In the end, Nawrocki fully embraces Trump's rebellion against the old world order. The Polish flag on his lapel and bright red tie, just two signs of his campaign character. And in a televised debate in the Polish heartland of Końskie, which is known as the town where elections are won, he builds up some steam by rolling out the culture wars. It hits a nerve with Trzaskowski courting voters on the right by distancing himself from the left, despite having marched in pride parades and vocally supported the LGBTQ+ community.
Chciałam zaproponować Rafałowi Trzaskowskiemu, bo właśnie widziałam, że schował tęczową flagę. Ja się jej nie wstydzę, chętnie ją od pana przejmę.
The left's candidate, Magdalena Bejat, is happy to take the flag as her own, sticking in the metaphorical knife.
Trzaskowski is likely to win, but it's not a highway to victory, and there is still a chance he's going to lose, and I think it's going to be in the end very close to 50-50 election.
Still, those close to Trzaskowski remain confident, saying he's on track and that his top priority is one word: security, an area where Nawrocki appears to be struggling.
Wysłałby pan polskich żołnierzy na Litwę, Łotwę i Estonii na ratunek, czy nie?
W interesie państwa polskiego jest oczywiście niepodległość państw bałtyckich. Ja przede wszystkim wyznaję zasadę, panie redaktorze, że sojusznicy bronią tylko tych, którzy sami potrafią się bronić.
The feeling within Trzaskowski's campaign is that Nawrocki will also need to soften his rhetoric, including on NATO in any eventual final runoff, leaving their candidate to appear consistent and certain. That might be a mistake. Nawrocki insiders say their man is laser-focused on mobilization and emotion.
Musimy mieć świadomość, że jest to wybór pomiędzy Polską bezpieczną a Polską w niebezpieczeństwie. Ja was zabiorę do Polski bezpiecznej.
As Nawrocki starts turning the polls around, he's endorsed by current President Duda and finally pushes away from Mencken, who tanks his own presidential hopes after a viral interview in which he opposes abortion for rape victims. Nawrocki even picks up FaceTime with Donald Trump in the Oval Office, but a well-placed source later admits to TVP World that the most dangerous moment of the campaign is just around the corner.
Mike Tyson once said, everyone's got a plan until somebody punches them in the face.
A week out from the first round of voting, this small flat in the seaside city of Gdansk on the Baltic coast delivers a political storm.
Mówię w imieniu Polek i Polaków zwykłych, takich jak ja, którzy mają jedno mieszkanie.
It turns out Nawrocki in fact has two places legally registered to his name. On top of that, the second apartment was picked up from an 80-year-old man named Jerzy in exchange for support and care, and reports suggest Nawrocki failed to keep his word.
With election campaigns, it's about controlling narratives, and even if somebody's in the right or in the wrong, and his supporters think he's in the right, his opponent thinks he's in the wrong. Wherever you are on that, if you lose control of the narrative, then you're in big trouble, basically. And that's exactly what's happened to the Nawrocki campaign over the last 2 days.
As the polls close on May 18, the potential impact of the apartment affair remains unclear.
Mr. Nawrocki, do you believe you can still win the election?
Yes, still, I will.
But as the numbers come in, the political crystal ball gazing ends and a razor-tight answer emerges. The saga failed to make a dent.
Well, there was a moment about 10 days ago when a difference between Trzaskowski and Nawrocki was around almost 10%. So it's been closing since, but never as much as now. So it's really a wide open race at this point in time. And the result is unexpected to some extent.
What follows is a whirlwind fortnight ahead of the June 1st face-off, Trzaskowski and Nawrocki going head-to-head in another televised debate, while duking it out for votes from candidates that failed to make it past the first round, including Mencken, who picked up more than 15% and finished in third place, leading to a social media frenzy over Mencken and Trzaskowski drinking a beer alongside Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski. Trzaskowski and Nawrocki also hold rallies in the heart of Poland's capital, Warsaw, in a penultimate pitch for support.
Potrzebna jest pełna determinacja. Potrzebny jest każdy głos. Po to, żeby wygrała przyszłość. Po to, żeby wygrała cała Polska.
Jestem głosem tych wszystkich, których krzyk nie dociera dzisiaj do Donalda Tuska. Głosem tych wszystkich, którzy nie chcą, aby ideologizowano polskie szkoły, aby niszczono polskie rolnictwo, aby zabierano nam wolność.
Those close to Nawrocki reveal their candidate has two goals: showcase his Hollywood smile and make the vote a referendum on Prime Minister Tusk's government. Over the course of 2 weeks, he palms off his involvement in mass football hooligan fights, denies his role in a pimping gang scandal, and hardens his tone on Ukraine, ending a rare cross-party consensus by ruling out accession to NATO.
Ja mówię językiem Polek i Polaków. Ja mówię językiem Polaków, którzy mają swoją agendę spraw i na Zachodzie, i na Wschodzie. Jak prezydent Zełenski nas traktuje źle, to mamy prawo to powiedzieć. I miliony Polaków dzisiaj w Polsce chciałoby to powiedzieć, a nie może tego powiedzieć, bo właśnie od razu pojawia się hasło "mówicie propagandą Putina".
On election night, Europe waits with bated breath. Will Poland move closer to Brussels and towards a greater leadership role within the EU?
Mr. Trzaskowski, how are you feeling about the campaign?
I'm feeling great.
Or revert to its Eurosceptic path and likely reignite the confrontational tone used by the previous Law and Justice administration?
And then there was one. Yes, that's right. We can now reveal the first exit poll of the final runoff in Poland's presidential race. And according to these estimations, 50.3% to Rafał Trzaskowski, Karol Nawrocki 49.7%. It is too close to call. We cannot make a projection tonight.
More than 20 million people go to the ballot box, a record turnout for a presidential election. Trzaskowski claims victory.
Ja będę łączył, ja będę budował. Naprawdę będę prezydentem wszystkich Polek i Polaków. Będę waszym prezydentem!
Nawrocki maintains he's still on track to win.
My w nocy musimy zwyciężyć i wiemy, że tak się stanie.
There are only hundreds of thousands of votes between them. Then the Electoral Commission numbers start to flip the exit poll result, and in the early hours of Monday morning,
with all votes now counted, the right-wing historian Karol Nawrocki is Poland's new president.
As we go to air tonight, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk is addressing the nation less than 24 hours after the right-wing Karol Nawrocki won the country's presidential election.
It marks a dramatic turnaround, granting a first electoral mandate for Nawrocki and forcing Polish Prime Minister Tusk to call a vote of confidence in his own government.
To votum zaufania to nie jest próba kontynuowania wszystkiego, co robiliśmy, bo wiemy dobrze po tym półtora roku, że niektóre rzeczy można robić lepiej, szybciej i to wotum zaufania powinno być nowym otwarciem. A więc ofensywne, a nie defensywne.
He wins that, but the country's ruling coalition faces an uncertain future. Nawrocki takes over from the incumbent Andrzej Duda in August, and a general election is set down for 2027. Many experts warn a snap vote could take place earlier.
The coalition right now is standing in front of the most important answers for one of the most important questions. They have to rethink their strategy.
After all, 2 years are a long time in politics. Dahmen with this special report for TVP World.